Hi everyone, Donut here. Something about the video that we're going to look at today just kind of breaks your brain. There's no warning, no build-up, just instant chaos.
What if he jumps out the window and runs away?
One moment you got officers doing the standard knock and wait routine, and the next moment you got some dude jumping out of a window with a knife in each hand trying to cut people's faces off. Yeah dude, right out the window, Assassin's Creed style, both hands. Whole thing goes from 0 to 100 in about 2 seconds, and you'll never guess what happens. Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z, right after this commercial break. Our sponsor for this video is PDS Debt. Holy shit, it's already August. That means the holidays are right around the corner and you're gonna need money to buy presents for those snot-nosed kids. I mean, your loving family. That's gonna be a little bit hard if you're in some debt. But don't worry, that's where PDS comes in. They go beyond the numbers to understand your unique financial situation. They'll craft a personalized plan just for you. One great part about them helping you out is there is no minimum credit score required. They're just here to help you out by putting your money exactly where it belongs, back in your pocket. They are A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. Not only that, they have thousands of 5-star reviews on Google, and they hold a 5-star rating on Trustpilot. Why? Because they've helped hundreds of thousands of people get out of debt. They'll help out with credit cards, personal loans, hell, even medical bills. Because we all know that's a f***ing scam. It only takes a minute to get your free debt assessment over at pdsdebt.com/donut. That's pdsdebt.com/donut. Before we get into our shooty shoots with the would-be assassin holding 2 knives like Assassin's Creed, we're gonna talk about New York. What a f***ing shithole. Still, let's take a step over there and talk about Mom Donnie again. You know, every New York police officer's favorite person running for mayor. He was recently caught on camera saying,
"Are prisons obsolete?"
I mean, what purpose do they serve?
Right.
I think we have to ask ourselves that, which is that, you know, I think a lot of people who defend the carceral state, they defend the idea of it and the way it makes them feel.
I don't know, man, maybe like locking up murderers, rapists, pedophiles, all the people you don't want walking down the street or hanging around your house or the school that your children goes to. You know, the people that have like machete collections and jars full of toenails. We would like to keep them out of Chuck E. Cheese and in prison. I mean, what do you think they're for? This is the same guy that wants to abolish private property, seize the means of production, and get rid of prisons. You know that thing that's never literally worked ever and has led to billions of deaths across human history. You steal a car? Here's community workshop. You stab someone? How about a yoga mat and guided meditation? You shoot a cop? We need to have a seat and talk about your trauma, king. So if we don't have prisons, where do we put the people that stabbed their ex and then buried them outside in a Home Depot bucket?
Well, tell them to stop it.
You know what? A social worker with a glitter clipboard can help this one. Anyways, there's your daily dose of political brain ride. Let's talk about crime. But first, good news. Crime. Good crime news. Let's go. Except it's in LA. They finally done it though. They have solved crime. Not by locking up criminals or giving police the support that they deserve. Don't be fucking stupid. No. Now you can just Uber a cop to your house. I'm not joking. There's now an app you can download on your phone in Los Angeles called Patrol. It lets rich people in areas like Brentwood, Beverly Hills, Bel Air, Holmby Hills, and Malibu hire off-duty LAPD officers to stand in their driveway. Because apparently when your city is a crime-ridden shithole, the solution isn't to fix the laws or vote the bad people out, it's to create an app. So now the rich people pay insane taxes and have to Uber law enforcement to their houses to protect them.
That all sounds fine.
And I mean, this didn't come out of nowhere. A lot of these affluent areas in Los Angeles have been getting hit with tons of crime, tons of burglaries. Celeb-filled LA enclave where American Idol exec executed saw 40% spike in terrifying break-ins. So the solution, don't fix the laws, don't change your elected officials, just launch an app. I do have to say, I'd launch that app. Talk to a couple of my buddies and be like, hey dude, you wanna make some extra money after your shift? Just stand in this asshole's driveway. Anyways, congratulations, Los Angeles. You've managed to create a system where cops are basically door dashed. It's something I've been talking about for years now, actually, and it's proving my point pretty well. A lot of these social justice organizations and people like who we just talked about, Ramdani, whatever his name is, they call for privatized police. Well, here you go. Here's kind of like privatized police. They have the money to have a cop come stand in their driveway. They're gonna do it. But do you see where this is heading a little bit? If police were privatized, the poor neighborhoods are gonna get the mall cops that weigh 400 pounds and will barely get off their ass. That's not gonna bring the crime down. The rich neighborhoods are gonna get ex-Delta dudes like MARSOC, Navy SEALs, like that. Police are gonna be f***ing badass. It's awesome. Then the lower income neighborhoods are gonna start bitching saying we should regulate this and everyone should get the same security. Then guess what? Everyone's gonna come up with this great idea. They're gonna invent the f***ing police. Wild stuff, wild stuff. clown world. Let's watch someone get shot to death. July 12th, 2025, Amherst, New York. Yep, we're back to New York. At about 2 p.m., officers roll up to a domestic call. These can be dangerous. Here's the fun part. They know that a guy inside of the house does have warrants. Officers are kind of just walking around the house trying to spot the guy so that they can put him in cuffs and take him to jail, which New York might ban soon or something. I don't know. Watch my streams.
Raquel Grant is in the house. He's not supposed to be in there.
Okay.
He put his hands on my niece like a week ago.
Okay.
But she left.
Out the window.
One officer's talking to the family when another officer walks up and tells him, hey, this guy might be trying to escape. Warrant man is always trying to flee.
But she left.
Out the window. He did? Yeah. Get on the backside. He likes to take off running.
If you want to keep doing service.
The garage thing? I don't know. Alright. You want to watch the back? I don't know.
They don't actually see him escaping, but at this point, they're like, hey, let's put a perimeter around the house. We're going to try to see him escaping. That's when a bystander tells them the guy's armed. Thank you, random citizen.
Oh no, this will be the victim. Yeah, go back there with Aiden and make sure he didn't run out.
Saying that he's in there with 2 knives with 2 other knives. Just I'll have you wait out here, okay? Just wait outside. Wait out here.
I know.
Okay, is he threatening to do anything with these men?
One officer tries to make verbal contact, and that's when this happens.
Watch out, man. Here, just back up. I just want.
I'll go back with this.
Raquel? It's Amherst Police.
No warning, no hello, just pop, there he is. Just stand there like he's been waiting to avenge his dad or something. But what you might not notice are the 2 knives in his hands until he starts to charge officers. I call this one stabby and this one pokey. You're in my yard, motherfucker. And from looking at this, that's within 21 feet. Remember the 21-foot rule? The 21-foot rule says shoot that dude.
Shots fired. We have 1 suspect down.
Remember when I said shoot that dude a minute ago? Well, that's because the guy goes into a full-on sprint right at the officers. And he gets to one of the officers before he can even draw his gun. Though he buries those knives right into the officer's shoulder and arm. When you look a little closer, you can see how much worse this could have been. Let's switch over to the angle of the officer's body camera real quick. It shows exactly what happened and how that officer was able to avoid death. So as the suspect charged the officer, he knocked him down and only avoided getting mounted and killed by using his legs to push the suspect off of him, which is a solid move considering that he's bleeding pretty bad right now. This gives the second officer time to react. He goes for the taser for some reason, and of course, it doesn't work. Never seen that before. The guy jumps back up like it's round 2, and the officer shuts that down pretty quick. Officer fires 5 rounds, guy goes down, knives still in hand. All of this, if you count it from start to finish, was 6 seconds. It takes me longer than that to open a Capri Sun.
I'd like to see you try it. Yeah, it's not as easy as it looks.
Credit where credit is due. As soon as the guy goes down, they start rendering emergency aid. Patching him up, tourniquets, chest seals, gauze, the works. Because that's what heroes do. It turns out the guy did have active warrants. No fucking way a guy that grabs 2 knives, jumps out a window, and tries to stab cops has active warrants. Crazy stuff. You know how officers will get paper cuts and they'll die the next day because that's just how the world is? Well, this guy got shot 5 times point blank and he lived. That's just how the world is. This officer in this incident, after taking a couple of knife wounds, did survive. Of course, both officers were cleared. No wrongdoing, no drama from the DA. Just a little shooty shoot that turned out to be completely justifiable. Watch me stream on Kick and Twitch at 10 a.m. Central, Monday through Friday. Subscribe to Donut Operator TV right here on YouTube. Support the channel by going to donutoperator.com. And until next time, please have a fantastic day.
Macker.